Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. I'm Julian Edelman.
And I'm Rob Gronkowski.
And this is the show where your favorite dudes get to talk about their favorite dudes. Today, Gronk and I are giving you the best of moments of life inside the National Football League. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and then you'll be hit and notified every time a new episode drops. Let's go. Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio.
Should we start off the show with Chillest Dude, last Chillest Dude of the year?
The Chillest Dude of the Week brought to you by our favorite beer. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and celebrate responsibly.
I'll take one of these too. I'll take one of those.
This guy's got hands of a hockey guy.
Linemen all secretly have good hands because they practice in case there's an opportunity.
No, linemen have awful hands. Awful.
So we have...
and the guys that catch in games, like, those are like the exceptions. Those are the exception guys.
Is that why you always do like the...
They're like ex-basketball guys that turn into tackles.
The tight end, the like center in basketball to tight end to tackle pipeline?
Yep.
Okay.
Logan Mankins could probably catch too. He got big hands.
And then don't you like end practices in camp? Like if the lineman can do a punt?
If he can catch a punt.
That's hard because body. Okay, so we have a one voice call in the same theme as what we're talking about or showing a lot this episode, which is behind the scenes in the NFL. So let's start with this voice call.
Hey, this is Stacy from Texas, and Jules, I'm just wondering if the Patriots make the playoffs, will you be growing a playoff beard? Can't wait to hear. Have a great, great week.
I mean, am I going to grow a playoff beard? I am a little scruffy. I think it's because when you start seeing Santa and snow, you must let the beard grow. I don't know.
When did you start doing the playoff beard?
Started doing it in 14.
The first year you won.
The first year we won, I think.
Now, is that like a lazy thing or was that like intentional?
I don't know. I think I was watching Rocky IV.
Okay.
When they went to Russia, and Rocky just let everything go. And just to focus on the fight.
Deadlift some trees.
Yeah.
Throw some rocks around.
I went and ran behind the Foxborough Pond through the snow, doing Rocky montages. No, I don't know. I just, you start growing it, you win, you let it go, and then it eventually turned into like starting it earlier the next year, and then starting it earlier. And yeah, it was kind of a superstition thing. But if the Patriots this year keep it going, I don't know, man. My mom doesn't like the beard.
Yeah.
Lily, she kind of likes it. She kind of remembers shaving off one of my beards back in the day.
Okay.
Because when she was real young, I would get scared that she wouldn't recognize me because you go 6 months with the beard. 6 months in baby years is like a lifetime.
Yeah, and then it's a drastic change.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
I had her shave it. She's like, what?
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any other playoff superstitions?
Didn't have playoff didn't have other playoff superstitions, but like the focus and urgency was just always on like, what can I do more? I don't want to, because after we lost that Super Bowl in 2011, and then we didn't get there for like a few years. You went into it like, I don't want to go through this and have the I wish I would-has. I wish I would have caught a little more.
If I just put that extra time in.
I wish I would have, or if you didn't do something, maybe like, oh, I didn't get my Friday lift in. Oh, I did, you know what I mean? And then you think of like, well, if you lose, then you'll think back to that. I don't know if is that superstitious?
It is a little bit. Depends on what, right?
Yeah.
If it's like something like wearing the same shirt, it's just trying to control something.
I wore the same yellow shirt. I did that too. I guess I was superstitious.
Now, is there any other guys in the locker room that you noticed that had like somewhat disruptive superstitions, or ones that you thought were interesting?
No, guys tried to keep it relatively how you did it all year, just maybe with a little more. The coaches would always give you a fucking, the whole spiel. Look, fellas, this. Don't be going out there because this is a different game. It's a playoff game. Taking 2 more of your energy drinks. Don't be doing this. Just do it the same way you're doing it. You go out there, you take 2 scoops of Edo Explode, you fucking pull a hammy.
Well, LeBron deletes social media during the playoffs. He calls it
zero dark 30, right?
Yeah. Now, forget playoffs. Just superstitions in general. You mentioned your yellow Kent State shirt, which I think is here someplace up there. Anything like putting on the cleat with your left foot first?
I did all that. I mean, I always had to pick from 3 pairs of brand new socks for each, and I would sit and I'd have to feel them and see it, if which 2 marked up. Because I used to wear a sock and then the half blue, or then I would just go tight with sock. And so I'd always have a crew sock. And, sometimes, and then for a couple years I was wearing Jordan crew socks. Yeah, I think that was later.
Now, have you ever picked up anything like that or lost anything like that, after a big game? So you were traveling and I lost my socks.
I bought my first cool Armani suit right before that first 2011 Super Bowl. A sweet one. It's kind of it's a dark charcoal gray, wintry kind of beautiful suit. We lost that game. I never wore it again. It was my biggest purchase to that point.
Where is it now?
I don't even know. I think I threw it away. So stuff like that. If I would,
Now, have you picked up one? Have you, for whatever reason, you're on the road, you have a different sandwich and then you ball out and you're oh, well, now I have to have that sandwich every game day.
No, but little things if I started a game hot and I had 6, 7 catches in the first half, I would usually change my gloves at halftime. I wouldn't change my gloves.
Okay.
I'd keep them on.
Now, let's say you had
if I had a drop, I would change the glove.
In that streak?
Not in that streak, at halftime.
At halftime. Okay. Now, are you keeping, let's say, how often are you changing gloves? And the reason I ask that is if gloves are hot, would you keep them for multiple games?
Yeah. No, not multiple games. The new freshie every.
No matter what.
Freshie, but you got it's the socks. You go through the fresh gloves, and I'd have to put them on. All right, these are the ones.
You're feeling them.
Feeling them.
Got some juice.
Got a little juice, but I would always go through 2 pairs of gloves, maybe 3, depending if you're in Miami. You sweat through gloves. I hated my hands being wet and or greasy. I liked my hands completely dry so I could feel the glove, and so you could not have it sliding on you. Tom would put cocoa butter on his hands right before he would go, or lotion right before he would throw. He liked the moisture on his hand.
Okay.
And I would hate it because he would touch the ball and it would fucking feel slimy. I'm what are we doing?
He's greasing.
You're putting on cocoa, but you put his. All right, babe, come on, let's warm up. I'm fuck.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Any other quarterbacks do anything like that?
No, but yeah, he used to put lotion on his hands, right before a game, and I could never do that. He's got big ass hands, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
nuts. I didn't like any kind of greasiness on my hand touching a ball.
It's greasing a pig. It's hard to catch. Wow. Okay. Had you noticed any other superstitions in the locker room or guys that you play with that's oh my God, that guy's nuts?
No, not that I can remember. It just got real serious. It got serious, but also fun, but also it just becomes a different level. Because tomorrow's not guaranteed. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. That was always the funnest thing to say when, like, you were going into the Super Bowl. You'd be like, fellas, there really is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Say the stupidest shit. Let's go is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and we say it all the time.
Yeah, but let's fucking go rules.
I mean, and it has so many different ways of saying it.
And can you try them out?
You could say, let's go, frustrated. Let's go. Hat like fucking juiced. Let's go. Like, get me the ball.
Confused, let's go? What?
It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Well, let's go. What are we doing? There's so many, let's go. That's what Tom would, let's go. Fuck.
Has there, like, it makes me think of, like, Jameis Winston, like, eating the W's. Have there ever been, like, a pregame speech or a pump up or someone trying to rile the guys up and just says, like, the dumbest shit where someone, like, looks over and be like, what the fuck did he just say?
No. There hasn't. There has been, but I forget who said it. But I remember looking at McCourty and just like, what the fuck?
What the fuck did he just
What
say?
did he just say? I think I looked at Dev, and because Dev says some good shit with it. Dev can speak.
Yeah.
And Dev I think he would do some research and come up with these fucking, these quotes or something. But I remember sometime, I think it was a bad practice or someone said something or something. I remember just seeing, I don't know when it or where, but I remember seeing Dev after hearing a guy say something like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Like, that's how.
Well, think about that. Put that in your back pocket because that might come up in the shower, and I want to hear what that line was if you ever remember.
Text him. Say, hey, who spoke once where we all were just shaking our fucking head like, is this guy serious?
Text him. To be continued. There you go. That's a
Jesus.
cliffhanger.
That was the Chillest Dude of the week. Thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and celebrate responsibly.
Hey Jules, hey Gronk. What was your favorite meal you would enjoy after
See,
a game?
this is why I love these questions.
Favorite meal?
I just love answering, like, what's my favorite meal? We were just talking about our first thing that we do when we get to Boston, and it's you going to Mike and Patty's breakfast spot and ordering a sandwich, and I'm going to Davio's place and ordering the cowboy ribeye for curbside pickup, while this guy wants to know what our favorite meal was after a game.
After a game?
And I would say whatever the spread was that the New England Patriots was providing, because after a game, you can bring your family and friends in, in like inside the tunnel to meet them after the game, to see your family and friends. And then they would have this huge spread the New England Patriots would provide. And there would be burgers, hot dogs, chicken tenders with barbecue sauce, ranch, honey mustard, whatever sauce you wanted with those chicken tenders. All tons of drinks that were lined up, as well.
They always had a southern
from.
kind of food. There was always like, because a lot of the guys come from the South. So there was brisket, there was fried chicken, there'd be like beans, and there'd be collard greens, and then they'd have like the whiter stuff. There'd be like broccoli and like chicken fingers and like roasted barbecue burgers and hot dog. So like they hit a little bit of everything. You had the soul food, and then you had like, the white food.
So yeah. You got to hit both parties.
Kind of true, right?
You got to hit both parties.
You got to hit both.
The Patriots did not discriminate.
They did not discriminate on the food.
So now
the quality of the food.
Actually, yeah, you're right. The quality of this food was actually perfect for the quality that you wanted after a game.
Yeah,
put it that way.
It was comfort food.
Yeah, you don't want to try to eat like a Tom Brady meal after a football game. No, it's hard to put down. All the emotions, the hits. You want to put down a cheeseburger with ketchup and mayonnaise. But my favorite thing to do was take those chicken tenders and just dunk them in as much barbecue sauce that you possibly could and as much ranch or blue cheese that you possibly could. And that was my favorite go-to meal after a game, was those chicken tenders.
Yeah. I remember Gronk usually would take like 4 boxes of the chicken fingers back to his house.
I would.
And like you would go to his house after the game, and there would be a spread of what we had a spread of at the post game.
Hey, Julian, Kyler, Tech.
Howdy.
I wonder if you could tell us what it's like on an NFL road trip. I know, basketball, baseball, hockey, a lot of games to be played. NFL, not so much. You guys go home, stay out there, and what's your favorite memory from a road trip?
So in the NFL, our away trips are business trips. It's not like NBA, baseball, hockey, where these guys have 3-4 games in the night. Once we get there a day before, unless it's a West Coast trip, where we'll get there on a Friday, or we'll leave right after practice. We have curfew the night before the game. Night before game, always curfew. If we play a home game, we stay at hotels so they could check those curfews. And it's also because we have night meetings. So like when we travel, usually Sunday, we'll have a walkthrough at the stadium. After the walkthrough, we pack up, we put our suits on, we get in the buses. It's like a fucking hour bus to Providence. Then we hop on the plane. When you get to the plane, right before you get on you go straight to the tarmac. They have tables of all the food that you get to pick. So there's cheeseburgers, chicken sandwiches, PB&Js. Then there's like every kind of snack you can have or want. And then you go you walk up the stairs in the plane, you get in your seat. We had lovely flight attendants always that were with us for the longest time. So you'd become very personal with them. So they knew what your drink order was. So I always liked my electrolytes and a cramp juice. And so I get to my seat, which we're hearing about how the plane was right now publicly.
All the talk.
We used to have, the 2-3-2 plane, and they were like kind of older seats, but I'd have 2 seats, and that's how you do it. And you go to your area, they'd have your favorite stuff that you like, and then there'd be an on-flight meal, some kind of chicken, some kind of fish, usually always, and maybe a beef. There's always a 3, and so you'd go through that, and then on the way back, you'd have like homemade cookies made and stuff like on the plane. The travel was awesome as far as traveling. I mean, the plane was, we used to go Delta, and that was the best because you had live TV. So as soon as you'd finish your 1:00 game in Buffalo, you're watching the 4:45 second half of the 4 o'clock games.
That's nice.
In the plane, you know what I mean? So you're watching, we didn't get, when they took that away, that was kind of lame. But it was pretty cool. Like everything else, I mean, it's pro sports, so you have your own plane, and then when you get to you land in city, there's 4 buses. We all go to our bus. You have like 45 minutes to an hour of free time, and then you have like treatments. At every hotel, there'll be. We take out all like the conventional area or whatever, the big ballroom areas. We have all that taken out. So there'll be like little film rooms. So you'll have film room if you want to go watch film. There'll be a big training room. So there'll be a lot of guys in there getting their bodies ready. So there'll be like a 45-minute hour of that. And you have dinner. And so then guys will start to funnel into the cafeteria. And that's where like the breaking bread and the hanging out process is. And there's usually, it'd be the same kind of food. There'd be a chicken, a steak, a pasta, brown rice, a marinara, a meat sauce, a chicken wing night before. And there'd be like a specialty dish of where you were at according to the city you were in.
Ooh, I like that.
So like Denver always had really good food. I remember because we stayed at a really nice hotel there too. We didn't stay in the greatest hotels, so I don't know, like I hear these basketball guys, they have in their contracts, they got to have like presidential suites and they got to stay at 5-star hotels. We were always at a hotel right next to the airport, no distractions, couldn't leave anywhere. So then you eat, and then after you eat, we had 7:30 meetings, offense and team meeting, and then you had offense and defense, and then you'd walk through the whole game plan the night before. in a big old ballroom, you'd walk through every play. So that could be 60 to 75 plays as a team. And everyone would go over and, each coach would be looking at their position group. The lineman would go do a couple of steps and kind of say what they had to do. And they would say, all right, we're going to us to this. The receiver would do a walk to his routes in a condensed area. But like, all right, we're running an in cut. You're running the cross, just to show that everyone knows what to do. So you'd walk through those. And then after that, you get treatment again. And by that time, it's like 9:30, 9. Guys would be, everyone naturally funnels into the cafeteria because the college football is on. So guys are watching the college football, getting a late night snack before everyone goes. And then I think curfew would be at like 11. And then you wake up and it's the same kind of regimen where you go and you go to the cafeteria and then you have a team meeting. You guys go through one last key before you leave. We already have the hay in the bank. Now we get to the stadium and then it turns into a different operation once you get to the stadium. But the travel, like I was accustomed to Kent State where we were busing to places. So I thought it was fucking awesome. I got a cheeseburger. I can do whatever I want. You can do
busing to Muncie.
You know what I mean? This is literally, we bust to Muncie. So it's different than the other sports because, they have so many games where it's part of the road is part of their life.
Yeah.
We're taking our operation in Foxborough and we're literally bringing it to that one spot and we're doing everything that we do in Foxborough at that one spot. And it's a business trip. No, guys are rarely going out. I mean, if you had friends or family, you could get them a hotel room. No one was on your floor. No one was in your hotel room. That was conduct detrimental to the team. So you would get suspended and you'd lose a game check if anyone were ever on your floor.
Even just on the floor.
Can't be on the floor. Well, there'd be so much security. You couldn't get anyone through there.
That's true.
So no candles, nothing burning. That's what Bill used to say. If it burns... You can't don't come in here with, you have incense, this, that. If it lights, you can't have it in.
Coach, I brought my diptychs. Coach, what about my bays?
Some of the most epic Bill times are when he'd be explaining the rules and regulations of what the schedule is going to be.
Hotel.
Yes.
Yeah. Hotel rules with
or like every year, the same day, like right when you get in, right after the conditioning test, you had like an hour and a half meeting where we go over all like the rules of the NFL. Like we go over the fining for, players' weight, the this, the that, how much it was if you were late to meetings, how much it was if you had, we would go over like an hour and a half of rules. And the way he would project, he's like, if it's a fucking weapon, you can't bring it here. All right, light. No bows and arrows. Like the way he would deliver it would be so funny. And it was funny. Or like when we were traveling to Europe. Look, we're not gonna be out here fucking getting fish and chips, guys. Like this is a fucking business trip. You can see Uncle Ben on your own time. Like, you know what I mean?
Get some rice. I like peppering a little jab here and there.
Oh, it was fun.
I can just picture Bill being like, I don't care how good that little thing of Pringles looks at midnight. Don't touch the mini bar.
Oh, you can have that.
You can do mini bar? Oh, nice.
There was no alcohol in mini bars, but
oh, true.
There you could order whatever you like. You could order food.
Now, is that on the team or is that on you?
That's on you. You got. I think when I first started going, we would get a per diem. Oh yeah, no, this is good for the travel. We would get per diem. You get an envelope. Bears would sit and hand it out to all the guys. And it started out like $36. We get $36 for meals because they said that they had all the meals at all times at the hotel for us. So it was like some teams would be getting like $200, $300. A guy, which I don't know, but. And then it got to like 60, but as soon as we get that money, it'd be cash. Everyone would put their initials on it, and one of the flight attendants would come and get a bag, and everyone would put their initial on their dollar, and she'd go and she'd pick 2 out. The first one would get the money back, and the second one would take the whole bag.
Yo, so a lottery, plain lottery.
It'd be like a G.
Holy smokes, that rocks. Did you ever win?
No, I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't do it?
Nah.
Okay.
That's gas money. When I was young, I was like, that's fucking, I'm not making hella money. Fuck these
I'm not
guys.
risking this $36.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Gronk from Dudes on Dudes, and talk about a perfect partnership. I'm here to tell you about protecting your end zone with Dude Wipes. If you're still wiping with toilet paper, you need to listen up. Dude Wipes are a wet, extra large flushable wipe that leave nothing behind in your behind. Because they are wet, and we all know wetter cleans better. Unlike dry wiping with toilet paper, Dude Wipes clear instead of smear. Goodbye dingleberries. Goodbye itch and irritation. Plus, if you take Gronk-sized grumpies, or as I like to call them, Gronkies, baby wipes won't do. You need extra big Dude Wipes to handle the job. And they come in different scents and pack sizes, including a single-use, on-the-go pack that you can take wherever you go for that home field advantage. So don't fumble the ball with toilet paper. Stop being an a-hole to your b-hole and start using Dude Wipes. Available on Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
How much do teammates in the NFL actually hang out?
That's a great.
That was one that we kept getting.
That
we
is a
figured we'd break
question
it down
that so many fans want to know as well, and they're so intrigued by it. Like fans really want to know this answer. But I would say teammates hang out all the time, but it's kind of like what you're within your own posse.
Yeah,
it's not like the whole offense is hanging out or the whole defense is hanging out, or it's kind of more of like the position groups are hanging out, and then also like two guys in the position group, and then one guy from another position group get along. It's kind of like that. Always hanging out. All players always see each other off the field, and outside of the locker room, but it's not like it's a team thing. It's more of like an individual hangouts with the guys.
There's different groups. DBs are always hanging out with DBs. That could
Yes.
that could be said. D linemen, offensive linemen, pretty much always hang out with the offensive linemen. Then like the skill group guys of the offense and special teams guys, and there's always a smorgasbord. And we used to have a group called the Fook that we used to hang out, which was like an old special teamer, Nico Kudavides, a couple practice squad guys. There was Rob. There was, then there was a couple defensive guys. There was a couple offensive guys. And we all lived next to each other. So I think that's why.
And the criteria to be in the Fook was just being a savage. So so now if you heard, now every listener out there that was our teammate, if you weren't in the Fook, it's because you weren't a savage.
Or it could have been the prereq could have been to fuck with my house, because the Fook was always fucking with my house.
Yes. Yeah, but you were a part of the Fook because you were always there and hanging out, and we were fucking with you. So that was part of the Fook.
I left my goddamn golf clubs out, outside once.
This is all Nico Kudavides.
And I come out the next morning, because I leave them on my porch. Come out the next morning, every golf club's in the tree. Thrown in the tree. And this is in the spring when there's like frost and like it's fucking cold still. So like all my grips ruined. My whole bag is scattered throughout my whole fucking front yard. And then another time I'm sitting there and it's like 5:30, it's like 4:30, but it's late. So like it's dark.
Great story.
I get a knock on my door. And it takes me a little while. I'm playing FIFA. I think Slate's upstairs. And I go to the door. And I kid you not, I crack the door open. I crack the door open.
Like 4 inches.
4 inches. And I go to put my head out because I didn't see anyone from the windows. And all of a sudden I get smashed right in the head with a water balloon.
Snowball.
Snowball.
True story.
I close the door, turn off all the lights, tell Slate we're being attacked, go get a freaking airsoft gun, go to the backyard. They start hitting me from the other side.
Oh,
it was bad.
Who was it out there throwing them?
Dude, it was the poet.
It was the freaking Rusty Benson.
Rusty Benson hit you with that snowball when you literally, I'm telling you, this is a true story. Jules literally, like in a movie where they crack the door open barely and like
poked their like eye out only. Like it was 4 inches. Somehow he threw it 30 yards away and put it directly
boom, right in the
inches,
face,
right off Jules'
got
face.
cut. It was a hard snowball. I mean, I'm taking cover. I turn off all the lights, think we're getting fucking attacked.
You know what was great about it? We felt like a kid again. You know, when you do that as a kid, you throw snowballs.
So
in
we
the
do
house.
hang out.
Yeah. So
To
we
get
do.
back to your question.
Yeah, you hang out, but as a group.
But we
You know,
also
groups.
in the small town teams, I bet, like the Packers, you know, like we were all in Foxborough, which was like a small town, and we all lived like right next to each other in these like homes, like these everywhere. Like there was a block and it'd be like all Patriots. And so like it was like a big ass dorm. So like, but we all had houses.
You like riding bikes and skateboarding to each other's houses?
Skateboards, sometimes motorcycles, like the little ones. Like we had every off season we would buy a stupid toy of some sort, like remote control cars, or you know, because like the off season, it's pretty much you go work out, and then we would all work out at the facility at that time of our careers.
Dola provided the volcano. Like he had a volcano set up upstairs in his room, and it kind of acted like a volcano, and it would blow up like a little bit. The volcano. You don't remember the volcano?
No. Oh, the volcano.
Yeah, like the drawing was the setup was unbelievable.
The volcano.
Like, the guy loves geography and volcanoes, and it just
Topography.
Yeah, like it was a simulation. It was wild.
Yeah,
that was cool. And then ping pong tables. I had a ping pong table. You had a ping pong
Dola had a
table. Ping pong was everything. That kept your hand-eye coordination
Felt better.
on a game as well.
Cornhole.
Yeah, cornhole.
A lot of cornhole.
Yeah. All right, next question.
Ping pong-
We hang out.
Is ping pong ever
never
in
mind.
the facility?
No.
'Cause you hear that with like teams like
We used to remember we have it in the dryer room.
It was way back in the dryer room, and
So you had to go to through the equipment room to where they used to dry the towels. We'd go in and get like a quick game, but it couldn't be seen.
So it's an unsanctioned ping pong table.
Unsanctioned.
Yes.
Did it
ping
ever
pong
like
table.
the powers that be ever find out about it?
Yeah, they knew.
Yeah, they knew, but no one ever used it like that. It was every once in a while, so it was never a big deal.
And only
if you were
certain
playing.
guys used it.
Yeah, and only certain guys. Like you had to be like in the club.
Trashketball was a big.
Yeah, that was in the locker room.
What's Trasketball?
Trashketball is where guys we'd have the floating trashes, you know, that are on the wheels, and you'd put them like 30 yards away, and it'd just be like who could shoot in the trash.
What was it, a soccer ball that you?
It was like
shoot?
a soccer ball
Yeah.
or something, and you'd have two guys on that side, two guys on this side, and it'd be just shots.
Oh, heck yeah.
I don't even know how it went, but that's what it was.
And how many times during the week are you guys hanging out not in the facility? And like, are you at this or like someone's house that everyone's going to, or is it just kind of like
Certain guys had whoever
Yeah.
was on the same schedules.
It was every young bucks. I mean, if someone was married, I mean, you got to go home to your kids and stuff. So like, you're hanging out with your family after.
Yeah.
But like when we were young, like
No families.
20s, no one had a girlfriend, no families. It was basically every night.
Yeah.
It was every other night.
Because we all lived
Yeah.
together, or so, you know what I mean?
And everyone was within a mile away. So, yeah, there's a lot of factors that play into it. But when you're young in the NFL, you're hanging out with your teammates a lot more.
But there's also, you have your married men. So like Rob said, you had family men that they would just stay at the facility as long as they could because they couldn't do anything at the house.
100%.
Avoid it.
Or the married men on our team would sneak out at night and try to come to our house.
Yes.
Yeah, and they would. They'd be like, "Yo, I'm walking my dog right now," and they would knock on our door and they'd be like, "Yo, what are you guys doing?" And we'll be like, "Whoa, Nico, good to see you." That's just one name. That's just one name we'll use.
Oh my God.
I'm walking my dog right now. What's going on in here? Can I join?
Yeah. This
Yeah.
dude would slam 2 shots and then go back home,
Yeah.
back to his wife. Fucking slappy.
The page will never listen to this, so we're good.
Yeah.
If she did, then who cares? Let's get Nico in trouble.
Nico, you can't walk your dog 7 times tonight.
how many group chats? Is there like official team group chats, like positional group chats, like the friend? Like the
There's a
fruit
lot of group chats.
Yeah.
There's like, you have your boys group chat, you have positional group chat, you have group chat with coach and position. There's like a lot of group chats.
Yeah, group chats. I bet you now too.
Now it's probably like shares on Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok shares. We were a little early for that,
I can see that.
but we were sending memes and stuff. I guess
Group chat's got to be huge in the NFL now. Yeah, it's got to be. It's way easier to communicate, to the position. The coach probably just has a group chat of all the players, and boom, just to feed them the information.
Text.
Is that how you guys would get information? Like if practice time changed or like something the next day, or would you get an email, or how'd that go?
It was a text, but group chats weren't a thing when we were playing.
Not as big.
No, not as big.
that.
So you would just communicate with each other individually if something changed, the time changed.
Someone would call.
Yeah,
Okay.
or get a phone call. Yeah, it wasn't more of a group. It was just individual communication then.
I feel that.
Back to like team outside of facility dynamics, right? You got like when you start the league, you're like rookies and young. Like, is there a moment when like, let's say you're a rookie or young team group, like someone like Randy Moss would like take like, invite Rob to do something?
Yeah, Wes tried to do that all the time.
And
Welker would always like, there was a cool group of guys.
the older guys.
Yeah, and we were like the slappies. And like Wes would invite like Rob to do something and not like any of the other guys. So Rob used to get poached all the time.
Yeah. But it kind of like when you're a rookie, you're only hanging out with rookies at that time. Like you got to gain the respect of your teammates in order to get invited to like the veteran stuff or the older guy stuff.
You had to do some shit to be invited to like a veteran thing.
Yeah, you got to stand out somehow, some way.
Is that mostly on the field or is it like
Both, everything.
Both, yeah. You got to
be good on the field.
go down the field, or like at least showing like that you're gonna impact the team, and also or maybe just like you're outrageous in the locker room, like you're making everyone laugh or
Like
something.
you're fun.
You're fun. Like you're different,
And when you get older, you understand because when you're there for a long time, you don't even know how. Like we were part of a group that like half the time some guys weren't active. When you're a young group and you're with the rookies, some of your guys get cut. You know what I mean? Like so, there's like a lot of turnover. So when you're older, a lot of those guys wouldn't invest time in everyone because they know they're not going to be around.
That makes sense.
Was there an ever time either of you specifically remember like the first time you got like a tap on the shoulder for like the veteran group?
Yeah, remember when we went on the. We actually both got the tap with Wes when we got to go on the boat.
Yeah. We got to go on the Hooters boat.
We went on the
where was
Hooters
this?
yacht.
Yeah, the Hooters yacht. It was Wes was friends with the Hooters owner or someone big up in the Hooters world, and the
Nice.
Hooters yacht was in Boston.
What?
Yeah, in
We had dinner
Seaport
on it.
Park. Yeah, we had dinner and
Wings?
Matt Light was there,
Light.
and that was when I got tapped into kind of the next level of.
I think
all right,
I got
I'm getting
tapped to make
invited
him
now.
feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, that rocks.
So
I was his plus one.
We went, and then Matt Light obviously screwed with me. He took my shoes when he left a little bit before me and took my shoes and hit them on like another dock when like freaking 50 feet away. And he sat there the whole time until I left, and he watched me look for my shoes for like 15 minutes. And then he felt bad. And then he came walking over like, Rob, your shoes are over here, man. I was praying for you. Yeah. That's how much he loved me. That was the first time he felt bad.
Damn.
Instead of sitting there for 3 hours having me look for my shoes,
Barefoot?
he actually came back and was
Rob
like,
would have sat
I
for
hid
3
your
hours
shoes.
to find those shoes too.
Bro, freaking Light.
Yeah, Light.
Man, just cruise around Boston Harbor on the Hooters yacht. That's rocks.
It was.
We didn't
No
cruise
shortage
around.
of
It was just
flotation
parked.
devices.
We had dinner
No,
on it.
I thought we cruised.
Did we? Oh,
Yeah, remember
actually,
we went and
you're
saw
right.
we saw the fort.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did cruise.
We
Actually.
cruised it.
But,
it was kind of sick.
That sounds so baller.
It was sick, and that was like the first yacht I've ever been on. I'm like,
Same.
this is like NFL life. Like you can be on yachts. Like this is crazy.
Yeah,
but
it is.
to your point, I know you guys are thinking, was there 100 Hooter girls?
No.
there was no other girls. on
It
the
was just
Hooters
me,
boat.
Rob,
Yes,
Wes, his girl, and Matt Light and his wife.
yes. So
Or
it wasn't like
wives or girl.
wasn't like there
we
was-
were like the together.
Yeah. It was Julian and I were looking at each other as Hooters. Put it that way.
Yeah, we were like, man, this could be so much more fun.
Jules, why did we come? We thought there was going to be like 50 Hooter girls on here, and they were going to serve us
Yeah, and that
chicken
didn't-
wings and
That's the real
burgers.
reason everybody goes to Hooters, the wings, bro.
Yeah, the wings.
It's a family. It's a family.
Is Hooters
establishment.
even around anymore? I thought it went bankrupt.
making a revamp though. I think.
I think they're around.
They're around.
I think so.
Remember the one we used to
They're
drive
re-
by? Where's the one that we used to go by every
Providence?
Providence.
yeah.
TF.
And that one shut down now.
I've never been to it though. We never went to it, but our bus went by it to the airport every time, and every guy would just be at the locker room like, man, or at the bus window like,
Yeah.
what's Hooters?
Hooters? Should we stop or should we go when we come back? It was the worst Hooters of all time,
Oh.
too. It looked like a dump, but whippy do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whippy do. It's Hooters.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I don't think Hooters goes anymore. There's this new one, and my mom got me. So it's in Florida, and it's Twin Peaks.
Oh,
and
they're
my mom,
popping.
we were sitting at dinner, and she had a friend over, and she somehow brought up Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks was brought up, and they were cracking jokes about it. And I'm like, what's so funny? Like Twin Peaks, like I don't know, mountains, like I don't know. And then they're like, you don't get it? And I was like, no. And they're like, Twin Peaks. And then my mom was like that, like what are tatas or it's just show. And I was like, oh, I get it.
What are the NFL players typically doing in the month of March right now, Rob?
All right. The month of March is kind of like letting yourself go. You know, you let yourself free. You don't really think about football. You know, you still definitely got to train. So it's not like you're overtraining right now in March. I mean, typically for my sake and just seeing the guys that were always around me in March that I hung out with, you train, you know, about 3, possibly 4 times a week still in March, but you're having a good time. You're going on those vacations. You're going to the beach. You're renting yachts. You're renting Lamborghinis, you know, to drive around the city that, you know, you're vacationing on. You're going out late, you know. This is when you get all that, you know, all that FOMO out, you know, when you've been playing and all your friends been going out, your family's been going out, they've been hitting all the parties. This is when you get it out of your system. You go out late nights, you wake up, you train still because you're young enough, and you just let yourself be, Jules. How about you? What do you think? That's how I see it for players.
Well, I was just thinking, you know, like for Rob, like this is his part of the off season where it's like having fun because Rob played until February most of his career. So like this is like right after the season for Rob. But if it, in the regular, like with most guys, they've been out for 3-4 months. So this is probably like tighten up stage. March is like, all right, we've had our fun in February and January, and we've done all our trips. So we got to start tightening up. That's probably what it is for most of the league. For me, I was always training. I mean, I would have my fun on the weekends. But like I kept it, you know, especially even towards the older I got, it like you never, like when we were young, we would go out and have fun. But in March, like I remember the cutoff was like St. Patty's Day. Like what was that, the 15th? Like after that, it was like we got to start getting ready for the season. Got to start because I wanted to turn heads when I went into camp. I wanted to turn heads the first day of conditioning test. So I would stop drinking like a month from when we had to report. So that usually took place around like March 13th. And then I would go 0 dark 30 in trade mode, try to get up because, you know, you want to turn heads and let the organization know, you know, especially the situation I was in, that I was working my time away from the organization, even though, you know, I had my fun, but yeah, like this is the time where guys could catch guys or where guys could, you know, put themselves in a hole. That's the truth.
You know me though, when I was going out, you know, after the season in March, I was still working on my cardio because I was dancing on that dance floor for about 2 or 3 hours every single night. You know, I was doing my fast feet, I was doing my high knees, thinking I was actually busting some legit dance moves, but literally they were just called Gronk moves. And just people loved it because I was just bringing the energy to the table, not actual legit dance moves. But let me tell you, it worked on my cardio. It defined my, you know, little muscles, kept me ripped, you know, kept me active. So as long as if you're going out, stay active on that dance floor, man, you'll stay in shape, and it will translate onto to the football field as well if you bust enough moves while you're out there.
Bust enough moves, it'll translate.
It's it for me.
What we got? Gronk Beach WrestleMania After Dark 2025.
Yes, we do, baby. It's
What's
the first
this?
Gronk Beach.
Explain this.
It's going down. Gronk Beach. This is the first time it's not affiliated, you know, with football. Usually it's, you know, at the Super Bowl or it's at the NFL draft. You know, that was in Vegas a couple years ago, but this is the official after party of WrestleMania. It's going to be after dark. It's going to be still at the pool. So it's going to be Gronk Beach still, but Nighttime Gronk Beach on April 20th. 2025, immediately following WrestleMania 41. I hosted WrestleMania before, so I'm a big wrestling fan. I grew up watching the WWE, the WWF, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Dwayne Johnson, all those guys. So big wrestling fan, still am to this day. And it's all going down at Live Beach at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, which is the official hotel of WrestleMania as well. And tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. or 10 a.m. Pacific time, or they can be pre-ordered now at gronkbeach.com. So get your tickets now. They're going to go fast. We got Flo Rida actually performing. He's going to be the headliner. We got Valentino Khan as the DJ, and we got plenty of wrestlers that will be appearing as well at Gronk Beach. So it's going to be a first of its kind. We're going to be bringing the energy. We're going to be bringing the excitement. We're going to have wrestlers there, DJs, performers, all that good stuff. But the main question is, Jules, are you going?
I think I'll have to check it out. I've been to a Gronk Beach or two before. It's, I got to check the schedule. It's a weekend. Usually this is soccer time right now. I think I'll be coming back from Lake Tahoe. Spring break, I think, for the kids ends around that time. So we'll see. 420. We'll see.
Yeah,
420.
we'll see.
What a day.
What a night. It's Easter Sunday as well.
It's Easter Sunday, 420.
Yeah, it's Easter Sunday as well.
Weed Day, Hitler's birthday. We got it all. WrestleMania, Gronk Beach, 420.
Woo!
That is the day. Rob, do you remember the first time you did the Gronk spike?
I was born doing the Gronk spike. Rose Sparks makes sure you convert on scoring. That way, there will be plenty to celebrate.
Rose Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need a game-winning play. They dissolve under your tongue to work in 15 minutes on average.
And you're right back in the game. No awkward wait time.
Exactly. In just 15 minutes, you're good to go for the rest of the night.
Rose Sparks dual action formula contains tadalafil, which stays active in the system for up to 36 hours. No, you don't stay hard that whole time, but when you get aroused, your body can respond.
Rose Sparks can give guys bigger, thicker erections. Yes, really.
Row connects guys with a medical provider 100% online, so you don't have to waste time in waiting rooms. If approved, treatment ships directly to their door.
If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off your first order of Sparks on a reoccurring plan. Connect with a provider at ro.co/dudes to find out if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/dudes for $15 off your first order.
Today, we're going to be pulling back the curtain on how NFL players watch film and their preparation process each and every week, day in and day out, and what it's like watching film as a player.
All right, well, that's like a loaded question that can go a million different ways, and I'm probably pretty sure that it's different for each player on how they watch film.
As a football player, like at the end of your career, the most current time you were in the league, how did you watch football? iPad? How did it get deciphered to you? Are people assigning certain things?
So players, you watch a lot of film in the meetings with the coaches. I mean, we'll have a 45-play cut-up Wednesday morning with Coach Belichick that's breaking down probably 15 plays on offense, 15 plays on defense, 15 plays in the special teams. Just an overview of what he thinks the teams are.
And everyone's on the team.
Everyone's in the auditorium watching. So you're watching reps on that. And he'll have what he's talking about. All right, you guys look at their defense. They play a lot of cover 2 shell. Watch those safeties. And then you break up into offense and defense.
So that's just for the team you are playing that week?
That week.
Okay.
So this is just a regular work week. We'll watch that film. Then we break up into offense, defense, like we all know, because we've talked about this goddamn schedule on this podcast a million times. And, then the offensive coach, very similar to like all the other meetings, has his 20 to 40 play, 15 to 30 play cut up of what he sees and the keys to victory. So you're watching more reps. Sometimes they overlap from the head coach, and you're seeing, and they're giving you kind of the important keys of what we should be seeing for this defense. And then once you break up into your skill group or your position group, your coach, your individual coach, will have his set of 15 to 20 plays individually on how you watch, their team. Now, Chad O'Shea, my coach, receivers coach, he would show a bunch of, we'd watch like 10 to 15 plays of how we're going to have to go in and block guys for the force, or how their DBs are, in the run game. And then he'd have individual like 30 play cut-ups of each corner that you're going to defend, with like highlighted examples of what their strengths were, highlighted examples of what their weaknesses or what they struggled with. So like, say, you have a corner, he's really big guy. He would show his offhand jam, how this guy did it 3 or 4 times. You would look at his stance on when he would do it, how he would do it, so you could kind of feel it. So you're looking individually at that specific guy with the receiver coach. And then for me individually after that, and those days would always change according to what day it is. That would be early down day. And then you do the same thing on Thursday for third down day. And then the same thing for Friday with red area, and then overview, 2-minute, and all the others. And then there would be cut-ups. Coach O'Shea would say, all right, we have, I want you guys to take a look. If, say, we were struggling or we weren't at the standard of third down that week, Coach would say, or Coach O'Shea would be like, all right, we got a cut up of all their 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 6s, 3rd and 9s, 3rd and longs. Why don't you guys take a look at that? And that's what you could watch at home. So you go on your iPad. Everything, by the time I got out of the league, was digital. So you had everything broken down in every kind of like situation you can think. If you just want to see the DBs, you can click in. All right, I want to see 40. I want to see 27. I want to see all his passes defended versus third down. You could look at that. It got to that. I want to see all his plays on first down. I want to see all his cut-ups of any time the ball was thrown at him. I want to see all the cut-ups of, every time this guy tackled. Like, you could get into all that. For me individually, I leaned on a lot of, Coach O'Shea. He'd always have great cut-ups for us. That's how you determine if you had a good coach. Or that's what you always saw from a good coach. They would always give you great cut-ups of things that, helped you with your game. So, a lot of times you would sit there and I just rewatch the stuff that Chad would put in our mind. And then I like to watch like a whole game. So I would like to watch the whole game of the last 3 games. I'd watch his last 3 games just to see him throughout the game.
So you're just focusing on like who your matchup is going to be for the
specific,
most part?
depending, like out of work. Yes.
You're doing the one-on-one.
I'm doing more one-on-one looking
specific.
I want to see if I can see any tendencies from the defensive back, the guy I'll be going against, maybe a linebacker on certain situations. I would sit and watch them on all of those.
Like, let's say your specific matchup against a cornerback X. Would you ever break out of the 3 prior games? Would you ever watch any film on them from earlier seasons or earlier
So that's what all the cut-ups would be.
Okay.
So the coaches would cut that up and show like their strengths and weaknesses, and you could see that, but you wouldn't know what part of the game it was. I mean, they'd have the cut-up where they always hit the down and distance first, but sometimes I like to watch the flow of how this guy was flowing throughout the whole game, from first down to second down to third down. Does he get tired? Does he get lazy at the end of the game? When can I really strike him? Does he do certain things at certain points of the game? Is he going to be, a run factor in all of the game, or does this guy quit as the game gets on because he doesn't want to hit no more? Does he certain times of the year, a guy could be a completely different player from week 1 to week 9, 13, like a guy that struggled in the beginning could be, so if you're looking at all his struggle shit, what he struggles with, he tightens that up until and then he's playing like a completely different player, which guys do. They get better. They improve.
Cream season.
Season. You get to watch it. I like to watch like the most recent, because that's kind of like how he is physically right now. And then also injury stuff, like if he's on the injury report, he's got an ankle. I want to see how he moves from last week with the ankle. I want to see, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different ways of doing it. And then when you watch a lot with say I watched a lot with Tom, a lot of those times it'd be examples of not necessarily our film. It would be of their defense with other receivers running routes against other route concepts against their defense.
Okay.
So Tom would be like, hey, you see this when they were playing this team? You see how this receiver against this defense goes this way, and then that's the kind of one-on-one talk and film talk you would get with the quarterback. Or it'd be more like route running. You'd watch with Tom, you'd watch a lot of one-on-ones of our tape against practice on just reiterating how Tom liked how you ran the route. It didn't matter if you caught it or not, because it's one-on-one, but just route technique. That was a lot of time where we would go in it with the quarterback to watch the one-on-ones to try to create the chemistry between the quarterback and the receiver.
How did those sessions come about? Is that a part of your schedule, or is that free time? Tom, let's go, let's watch.
So it would sometimes we would do that early in, we would schedule that part of those individual meetings when we break up into, all our own positions. Tom would sometimes come over, and all the quarterbacks, we would watch all that film together, our one-on-one film together, and then a lot of the times, sometimes Tom, he would like to he'd watch film after, the practice and say, hey, guys, why don't we just, if there was some uncertainty on certain plays or a certain game or a certain scheme or a certain concept, it was a way for him to nail it down.
Did you, this might be more of a movie trope, but did you ever get any aha moments or really big takeaways that you were able to use in a game? I was able to crack this one thing, and I know that on this play, this situation, he's going to do this and take advantage of it? Or is that more of kind of a Hollywood movie type thing?
No, I remember all week, and we'll be talking to Vince Wilfork soon, in that butt fumble game, that specific, I had a touchdown on a post, and it was this, it was a blitz. It was some sort of blitz. I forgot the actual terminology. I'm going off of just straight memory right now, where we knew that corner was going to be flat-footed on that play with that specific situation. In that specific situation, they were going to run this certain blitz where it was going to be great for the post, and they would have to communicate, and we hit that. It happens a lot.
And who catches that kind of stuff? Or is it anyone?
See, that's what the coaches do.
Have you ever caught anything like that on a one-to-one matchup? Oh, if I know he's doing X, Y, and Z, I get this piece of information.
That's just all what you're doing. That's always what you're doing. The coaches will a lot of those times when, say, Josh McDaniels on the offense, in the offensive meeting with the whole offense, when he has his cut-ups, he could have a play that he took from college or someone around the league against this specific defense, this specific team, and show another team executing something that we're going to install specifically to take advantage of that specific defense. We were a game plan team, so we had most of those. Every week we had a cut up like that where, hey, these are plays we're going to bring in, or these are plays from the past against this specific. This may be a new wrinkle that we want to bring that we've got from the college level. The Who Man and the Raven,
those
and
Bama plays,
Baltimore formation thing. We saw that from college. A lot of copycat game plan type shit.
We're talking a lot about film here, but can you speak to the importance of the cowboy clicker in NFL facilities?
The cowboy clicker, which is what you see Shanahan holding right now. That's everything. If you don't have a good cowboy clicker, or the button smashed, or the button sticky, it could fuck up your day.
You ever just get frustrated and just break a cowboy clicker like an Xbox controller?
Yeah. We'd have to have Teddy on and the film and IT people.
The real unsung heroes, baby.
Jared and Teddy, bro. They've replaced a million clickers for me.
I feel like you're the friend in high school. You go over his house and all of his Xbox controllers are just in mangled, but you just got cowboy collars just in piece, or cowboy clickers in pieces.
And it
I didn't. No, I just dropped it. I didn't break it. I didn't throw it.
The real, say, like lithium thing, where it was like a rare thing, was when you had the cowboy clicker on the iPad.
Whoa!
Because the they got that technology late now. in like my career. When you got the cowboy, because it's good to use. It's just not as efficient when you have to go here
touch and all the shit,
and you're going screen. Here. Literally, you're just right here, and you rewind and fast forward rewind so much. It has to be so dialed because you're just trying to see the step that the guy's taking, and you want to see it 1,000 times. That DB, when you're watching DB, you'll sit and you'll see that first play. You'll press play and he'll step and you rewind, step, rewind. All right, step. You want to see it.
That brings me to my next question.
And that's what the Cowboy.
Is there a moment that sticks out to you that's like the world record for rewinds and start overs, like in a team meeting?
Yeah, coach. I mean, anytime there was like bad football, as Ernie said,
the quiet rewind back and forth.
Yeah, the quiet rewind and like just straight like you just feel like your lunch. Someone just spit and pooped in your lunch.
Rewind
in front of everyone.
Oh man!
You the one time where you think like the coach may not have seen that play. Oh, it's on there, and then he slows and rewinds it 1,000,000 times, and it could be something stupid like Ernie said on. False start. I've seen a false start, like rewind, like maybe 10, 15 times in a row. Like, first and 15, and that's like, there's 4 or 5 restarts in just what I said. The silent, when the coach says nothing and it's just going back and forth.
Let the rewind do the talking.
The rewind does the talking.
That's awesome.
I got one more before we wrap this up.
I got a bunch more, but keep go ahead, guy.
How was it like when you first came into the league? You talking DVDs? What's the...
Yeah, so you got to give a shout out to, all the film people and like IT people, Jared and Teddy, and we had Famos. They were like our guys. And early in the days, they do all the cutting up back in, they'll do all like it used to be like, I don't know if, a lot of the times it's like an offensive assistant where he has to go in and like he'll have to do all the typing for like, all right, what, like, because if you watch a play on your iPad, you'll have it like lined out, the coverage, the front, the situation, you'll see the time, you'll see the protection, you'll see the personnel group for offense, personnel group for you'll see all everything categorized on a spreadsheet on that thing. So you'll see all that. That all has to be put in by someone. So a lot of times that's like the offensive assistants, and then the offensive assistants will work with the IT guys, Jared and Teddy, and like they'll do all like the designing of the cut ups. All right, well then we'll gather all the, you know what I mean? It's all like a big fucking deal.
How do you even do that without the iPad? Like, how you get a sheet against the DVD, or is it baked in when you're watching the DVD? There's like a graphic. So no,
what you used to do, like what I would do to Teddy and Jared, I would go up to them and I'd be like, "Yo, give me Devon Best. I want all of his targets. I want to see," and because I used to like to see, or give me Amendola when he was with the Rams. I want to see every target this guy has. I always liked watching how other guys got open and how other guys were getting production, to see if you could steal something from them. Eddie Royal.
Shout out Virginia Tech.
Remember?
Yes.
He had a few good years, like at the slot position. I used, so like I'd say, "Hey man, can you give me all that?" Or, "Hey, Teddy, Jared, can you give me all the Camardi plays where he's not in the one spot. So when he comes inside, they would, and then because of the organization that they all have, they would go in and design the whole clip, and they'd print it out and burn it off on a DVD, and they'd give you a DVD.
Like, say you asked for that at lunchtime on a Tuesday, like you're having that by the end of the day.
Oh, easy. Those guys they work their dicks off. Like those people, all the people in the organization have their specialty. The catering people, the dietitian with Ted, the film, the people that clean, the after hours people that clean, the wait staff, the training staff, the upper division marketing staff, like everyone. It's crazy how many people go into running a football team.
It's a team effort.
I'm sure there's so much more to cover on this subject, but with time, why don't people comment in the leave a comment for any follow-up questions? We might have to come back to this because it's such a rich part of football. So leave a comment about this. Yeah.
And learning how to watch film is a huge thing. Like some guys just watch film to watch film, but they don't know what they're watching. You know, when you're a young football player, if you could sneak in and watch, you know, an older vet watch, and that's how I learned. I would just go, you know, pop my head in and see what Tom was looking at, or what Wes was looking at, or Randy was looking at, or Kevin was looking. You know, that's how you learn how to watch film. Because if you're watching the film, you're just watching to watch. You don't know what the hell you're watching.
I watch film every Sunday. I don't know shit.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a ball knower. Come on, man. Don't sell yourself short. I was like, sick catch. Nice.
Like, I mean, it's so crazy to me. Like, I remember I hear you watch these documentaries, and you watch like Brett Favre didn't even know what a nickel was until like his 5th, 6th year. A nickel will be in the third corner, or like I remember him talking about him learning how to watch film with a certain coach. You know, you got to learn how to watch film. Because you can go in without a purpose and just become so overwhelmed.
Gronk, Jules, Dudes on Dudes is the best. Quick question for you. It's mini camp season right now. You both had different paths to the NFL. Gronk, 2nd round, Jules, 7th round. Can you explain what your first off season was like from, you know, that April when you get on the team all the way up to like the first game of the season? Like you see all these OTAs and this and rookies and this. Can you just give some more details and some explanation on what that whole process is like? Thank you.
All right. Well, I'll go first here, Jules. This is a great question because I was kind of in a different situation here. The lockout occurred after my rookie year, so I never had an off season. And he asked specifically, I'm pretty sure your first off season was like. So that's why I'm going into my first off season, because I never had a typical NFL off season because I was off for 6 months straight because of the lockout. And I loved every moment of it, you know. I can tell you that. And in April, I was at the University of Arizona at pool parties. I also, you can look at on YouTube, I'm dancing with the basketball players on a ledge at the pool, just absolutely going ham, pounding Coors Lights left and right, probably about 25 of these bad boys. I was 21 years old. I was still supposed to be in college. So it was the best time of my life, and the lockout couldn't have happened at a better moment in my life as well, because I didn't have to go and train, because I got to train in the morning wherever I was, and then I would just party all day. And I was 21 years old, typical college student going ham. I was also visiting my friends. One of my friends, Tico, he went to not the university, he went to Miami, Ohio. Great college town, great place to party, especially when you're that age as well.
Wait, did you have your signing bonus though?
Yeah, I had my signing bonus.
Oh, so you had money.
I had money already. So I had about $1 million in the bank, rolling around, going to colleges still, getting tables for $400. And I felt like I was a multi-billionaire just rolling in with $1 million and getting tables for $400 and buying all these college students bottles. And how did I train? I would wake up after a couple nights and just go run a couple hundreds, you know? Catch some footballs from my friends that drank with me the whole night before, and then literally showed up and dominated every single day, where Coach Belichick gave me a parking spot in the front row because I had the best training camp of all time. And that's how it happened, because of the lockout. And I had videos of me partying everywhere.
Your
as
rookie
well.
year?
This was after my rookie year.
Yeah.
It was like a low key, like people knew about my skills like at that time. Like those type of skills.
Vastly different than mine.
What was your
vastly different?
What was your first off season like?
First off season is still stressed. You know, are we talking rookie off season, or we going into our rookie year?
No, going into your second year.
Or is it going into our second year?
First off season. So my first off season is after your first year of playing.
Well, I'll go my rookie year.
All right.
Rookie year, off season, you get drafted. You go to rookie mini camp. So it's just the rookies. They put you through these camp installs. So they give you kind of the day-to-day life of what it's going to be like. A little taste of it in your rookie camp. That's like a 3-day camp. For me, it was like very stressful and very hard. I'm a 7th round draft pick. I'm in a part of the country I've never been or never even heard of. I didn't know where New England really was. I didn't pay attention in my sociology, my social studies class. Geography, whatever. I'm
a geography guy.
Yeah,
like math. My math skills are like my geography skills.
I didn't know where New England. I kind of knew where it was, but
it's up here.
You have so many of these things going through your head as a kid. Am I going to be around? How's this going? I was learning a new position. You got to learn your formations. You got to learn.
What was your favorite position you learned?
I like the Z position.
Oh, sorry. Get back to what you were really talking about. Oh, the F? Oh, the F position. Yeah, wow.
So, it's a very stressful time for these kids that come into a new area. They're learning at a very rapid rate, because you want to learn as much as you can and get all the reps you can before the vets come, because once the vets come, you don't get any reps. And then it becomes super mental. So then, the 1 or 2 reps that you do have, you have to not fuck up the formation, not fuck up the snap count, know where to go, know the personnel group, know your assignment, know what the other defense is doing, know your adjustments, and do it all properly so you get another opportunity, So this is a tough time for a lot of guys, and it should be a tough time because they're digesting a lot and they're learning a lot, which is completely different than your second season where you have that all in your brain already a little bit, so it becomes a little easier. But your rookie years, it's a tough year if you're trying to go in and learn and make the team. You know what I mean? So that was a great call. It was a great question. We had different scenarios. Well, you did the second year. I did the rookie year. It's all the same.
Wow, those were fun. We got to do more of those in the new year.
We absolutely will.
And if you want to hear more about some other aspects of the league life, leave a comment in the section. We might just bring it up in the upcoming episodes. And remember to subscribe to Dudes on Dudes and Games with Names. And remember to follow both shows across our social media platforms. Get ready for another great year ahead.